Hello there, welcome to She Space, where we talk about the woman and the world around her. My name is Cynthia, your host. Our topic today is breast cancer. October is the Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Breast cancer is a disease that attacks your breasts or the cells in your breasts. Our guest today is a mother, a woman, a teacher, a businesswoman, among so many other things, but a survivor, a breast cancer survivor. Without further ado, I'll let her introduce herself. You're welcome.
Thank you, Cynthia. My name is Tayebwa. Like she said, I'm a mother, I'm a businesswoman, I'm a teacher, I'm a banker, I'm a jack of all spades.
Of all trades.
Yes.
Yes.
And I have survived for 15 years now.
Wow.
With breast cancer, post-treatment.
Wow. So when were you first diagnosed?
I was diagnosed in 2005, early 2005.
How old were you then?
I was 36 at that time.
What pushed you to go and test?
I had an abnormal swelling in the breast, and I intimated to my husband, but there's something I'm feeling in the breast. He said, why don't you go and see a doctor? So I first went to the general doctor. Then the
Where?
General doctor, it was in Old Kampala.
Okay.
There was a clinic we used to go to, just a normal clinic. Then he opted for me to have an X-ray done.
Was it painful? Was it just a lump?
It was painful. It was like an abscess, maybe, kind of.
Okay.
So it was painful.
Okay.
Yes.
So after they say go do the X-ray, and then
I went and did the X-ray, and of course it was suspicious. So I had to do further tests. Then I was asked to do a mammogram.
Still at...
No, that was now I had gone to Mulago.
Oh, okay.
Yes. I did the mammogram, and it didn't give clear results because we Africans, African women, our breasts are dense. So it was not clear. So what they opted to do was to use what they call a needle aspiration.
Okay. Was that painful?
Yes. It is painful because they use a needle and a scan to try to get to where the problem is, and they get out some fluid using a needle.
Do they numb
No.
the place? So
no, they numb, but still it's
You feel the
painful. You
pain.
feel it, yes.
What happens next?
Still, because it was painful, they had to stop. And what they got also didn't give clear results.
Okay.
So they got a fluid which was not really showing whether there is a problem or what. So it was just like a normal fluid. Then my surgeon decided, since this is even a lump, why don't we take it out? And then we actually test the lump.
Okay. So that was still in Mulago?
Yes, still in Mulago. And that's what they did.
And that's when the doctor comes out and...
Yeah, of course, you spend some days, they take for further tests. And unfortunately, when the results came, they said there was breast cancer.
How long was it before they gave you the results?
All those, whatever, took like 1 month.
Like 1 month?
Yes, please.
So in that 1 month, you're just there wondering whether what's going on? Do I
Yes.
have but why did you ever suspect that you could even have breast cancer?
Actually, I did because I had read. I'm good at reading.
Mm.
So there was this nurse who was talking about it.
Mm.
And actually, by the time I went, I told my husband,
Oh.
I hope it's not breast cancer. Like, that is what was running in my mind.
Mm.
Yeah.
Do you have any family history with breast cancer? Was there anyone in your family?
No, I had never heard of anyone. Maybe those were deceased a long time ago, but like the grandma, my immediate grandma, okay, that lineage, I'd never heard of anyone with breast cancer.
So now the doctor calls you and tells you you have breast cancer.
Yes.
How did you react to that news?
Actually, before even the doctor told me, I went and picked my results.
Mm.
And I read. But of course, they use some language, but
Medical
language. But in that process, I was so much on the internet, so I could know what that word means. It was a terrible moment. I think I made a mistake to pick my results because I sat in the car for about 2 hours, just wondering why me. So later I gathered courage and went home. The next day, of course, I took the results to the doctor. They were even addressed to the doctor, but I opened the envelope. So I took the results to the doctor. Then he read and said, do you know what this means? I said, yes, I know what it means. Because he had to do some bit of counseling before. And he said, you know what, the only solution we can do is to cut off your breast.
What?
Yes.
Okay, let me just take you back because the emotions are too stiff. Let me just take you back. So you find out you have breast cancer, you're in the car, seated. Who was the first person you called or told?
I called my husband.
And then how did he react?
Because he was shocked as well. He even asked me, can you drive back? I said, yeah, it's okay, I can drive. Because he was saying, should I come and pick you? But I said, no, I'll drive.
Did your lifestyle or job or anything change from that news? From the time that you got the news?
Lifestyle changed in that all the time, like I was thinking, what will happen? Am I going to die? They say breast cancer is a death sentence, all those myths. Some told me, don't go to the doctors, go for herbal, there's some money somewhere, you'll be fine. But because I thank God I was an elite, and I had read about it, and I had read survivor stories. Actually, that nurse, that's where like I got the courage to withstand whatever would come my way. I believed I would survive.
What stage was the cancer?
The cancer was stage 2.
That's like there's stage 1, then stage
2 up to 4.
Up to 4. So 4 is the worst.
Is the worst, yes.
Then 2 is the middle there.
Yes.
So 2 is treatable.
Yes.
Okay.
Even 4 is treatable.
Even 4 is treatable.
But you may not have chance of surviving for a long time, but you can survive for some years. And of course, people who have money, they can survive because there are newer treatments coming up, but very expensive. Yes.
Okay, so you go to Mulago for treatment. How did the treatment start?
Okay, of course, the initial treatment is surgery, which I did. I recovered. Then I had to start on chemotherapy.
So when they did the surgery, they didn't get all the cancer?
No, even if they do, it's a routine treatment. because they are not sure if there are no cancer cells that have escaped to the other rest of the body, the organs and what. You may think it's localized when it has spread. So they need that as a, should I say, a buffer treatment to make sure they try to get all the cancer cells.
So they did the surgery, then you started on your chemo.
Yes, please.
How did the chemo treat you?
Oh, chemo. I'm even laughing, but it's no joking subject. Chemo is the worst treatment anybody undergoes. But at the end of the day, we are focusing that much as it is bad, but it's what will heal me. Yes. So you persevere.
Did you lose hair?
That one was not even among my concerns. The hair, because I had seen people who had gone through it. Their hair was back. And I had very nice hair, straight palm, going up to the shoulders. And I had seen people who had survived and their hair had come back. So it wasn't a major issue to me about the hair.
So you finished chemo in how long?
Chemo is 6 doses. You go after every 3 weeks.
Every 3 weeks?
Yes.
So what are the side effects? Do you throw up every morning?
Chemo, you throw up, nausea, headache, you get cravings, like you want to eat a particular thing. Then there are things you don't want even to smell. So that's how it is.
Were you still in active teaching then?
No, that time I'd even switched to banking, as I was working with the, now it's called Finance Trust, but it used to be Uganda Women's Finance Trust at that time. Yes, I was still working.
So did you resign? Did they?
No, I didn't resign. I was offered a sick leave and then my annual leave. So it was enough to push me up to the end of the treatment.
Of the chemo?
Yes.
Okay. How did that affect your husband, your kids, the life at home?
Yeah, life at home. It was hard because, like I said, those cravings, like they wouldn't cook beans when I'm home. My son was very young and I couldn't allow him to play in the house.
Oh dear.
Even the TikTok overclock would irritate me. But they had to bear all that.
Yes.
Yes.
We thank God that you're out of the woods, in remission now.
Yes. That's 15
for
years.
15
Okay,
years.
you can say 10 because they usually, you take treatment 5 years after, then when you're okay, then you're in remission.
So who would you say your support system was? Friends mostly, or family, or both?
Both, but of course my husband was my greatest support system. Then my sisters, then I have a very special friend. So it was that.
Wow. Did the kids understand that mommy was sick?
Yeah, I think he understood. That time I had one child. I think he understood because, like, you would say, I have a headache, so I don't want any noise in the house. And he did.
And you were actually able to have another child after?
Yes.
I call that a success story, if you ask me. So we were talking about diet. So after the treatment, did it require any special diet? Did it require for you to be like on some special something?
Of course, when you have cancer, actually one of the causes is having too much fats in your body and too much sugar. So, of course, you have to reduce on the amount of sugar you take. Maybe take natural sugars Meat, if you are eating meat, you eat lean meat, and you reduce on the times.
And the quantities.
Yes, and the quantities. You are encouraged to eat other things, fish, vegetables, fruits, that even boost the immune system. Yes.
So basically, you just have to lead a healthier life.
Yes, please.
So did you have like a special caretaker during the time that you were doing chemo? Like a nurse that comes home and takes care of you?
No, I didn't have a nurse. I just had my sisters and friends.
So they would just come over?
Yes.
So what advice would you give to a caregiver, someone that's out there that's looking after a breast cancer patient?
Yeah, they need to be patient. Like I said, those mood swings, and give care, the best care, like you prepare their meals. They are not enabled like to bathe, you bathe them, just like a caregiver would. And of course encouraging, because there are times when the caregiver is also scared. Now if the caregiver is scared, then what about the patient? Yeah.
You work with a breast cancer awareness NGO?
Yes.
Yes. Kindly tell us more about that.
Maybe I give a brief background of how I got to that NGO.
Yes, please.
When I was going through the process of surgery and what, the doctor called me, that very nurse, to like console me and take me through, and they had started an organization. They had already started an organization. It's called Uganda Women's Cancer Support Organization.
Based in?
We are in Bukoto.
Okay.
They had already started. They were a few, but I would like meet at Hotel Africa now, have a cup of tea, talk about our problems, give each other advice, until it was registered in 2007. Yes.
So what does it do? Is it like a support group?
Yes, exactly. It's a support group. It's a support group whereby we do counseling, advocacy, and research.
If one finds out that they have this disease, that they have breast cancer, where do they go first? And how can your organization help them, and where can they find you?
I think the first instance is to see a doctor. You see a doctor, then the doctor will make further whatever. Our organization comes in. Okay, although we do it, but our organization comes in when people have, they are either referred to us, or sometimes when we give these awareness talks, people take our addresses and contacts, and they usually call, and we guide them, we help them.
Okay. Are there any awareness talks coming up?
We are going to have some, but they will mostly be virtual.
They'll mostly be virtual.
Yes.
So maybe you'll share them with us so we can share them with our community.
Yeah, that's
with
true.
our audience.
I will.
Let's talk about the early signs and symptoms of the cancer.
Yeah, if your nipples are inverted, there's need to worry.
Inverted?
Yes.
How?
Like a nipple is supposed to stand out, but here it is like being pulled back inside the breast.
Okay.
Yeah, if there's a lump, definitely. If you squeeze the nipple and there's some sort of discharge, and you're not breastfeeding, so there's also, or maybe you've never even had children, so there's need to worry.
There's cause to worry.
Yes. And
even if it's just clear water?
Clear water is okay, but it may come out when it's not clear. Then if you have we call it dimpled skin, which is like the peel of an orange, that kind of skin around the nipple, that one will also need for worry. If you have any pain, sharp pain, or any tenderness, really there's need to go and see a
Does it
doctor.
have to be a consistent pain, or even if it's just that one-off that comes and goes?
Unless if I think if it is very frequent, then there's need for. Why should you have a pain in the breast?
Oh,
Shouldn't be
there
there.
shouldn't be a pain in the
No.
breast.
They
Yeah.
shouldn't. Maybe another thing is women are encouraged to do a breast self-examination, but you need to do it after your menstruation period, because before the periods your breasts are a bit tender and you might
have wrong results.
wrong anxiety, because
Yes.
it's not yet results. So you
Yes.
say, why are my breasts tender, all that. So you just choose a day after your menstruation period, say like 10 days after, and you can do a breast self-examination.
Is there a stigma?
A lot of it.
Okay.
A lot of it.
Maybe that's a story for another day.
Yes. Yeah, but there's a lot of stigma.
There's a lot of stigma
Yeah.
in how, in what ways?
Somebody gets it and keeps quiet. Some even don't even go to hospitals. They keep quiet until it's too late.
Because there are myths that it's an STD.
That is one. And of course, like women want to cling to our breasts. You are thinking of children, you are thinking of your husband. That is a sexual part.
Yes.
And like someone will say, no, I will not have this, remains with it then until it is now even
Too late.
can't help.
Too late. Yeah. Thank you very much, Madam Mercy.
Thank you, Cynthia.
We are so blessed to be in your home. Thank you very much for watching, and as you heard for yourselves, please, young women and girls, go for screening as soon as possible. Breast cancer can be beaten. You will go through all the chemo and everything, but as we have seen Madam Mercy, she is a survivor for 15 years. If you want to join our conversation, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, She Space, and follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. All She Space. She Space, your space.